Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is between Dominic and Railgan on Ruins of Endion. In the bottom right side of the map we have the red Zerg player, it is Railgan. And in the bottom left side of the map we have the blue Protoss player, it is Dominic. So a PvZ for you guys on Ruins of Endion. This is a GM level game. Sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com, and let's go ahead and get right on into it. Extractor Trick by Railgan, giving him 15 out of 14 supply. And this looks like a Nexus first by Dominic. Let's see if he goes Gateway. Okay, so Gateway first on the low ground. Boop. There we go. And we're going to name some Adepts today. I asked you to do famous duos for the Adept names, and hopefully there's a duo of Adepts in this game. Otherwise, I will be very, very disappointed, and we will kind of do something else instead. Spawning pool first here by Railgan. He does this against, let's see, against Terrans. I haven't seen him do this against Protoss, though. And yes, Dominic is actually trying to block the hatch. Railgan getting some nice shots off early here. Dominic is, he needs to get out of there pretty darn fast. Oh, one more block, and there it goes. Finally goes there. He's going to try to block the third as well, but no. Not even going to try at this point. Doesn't quite have enough minerals to do so. Railgun just kind of doing a bit of a fake out there. Maybe trying to make Dominic think he was going quick third, and he doesn't have enough to actually get there in the first place. But that's a-okay. That spawning pool first with no speed. I mean, no gas means no speed, which means any lings he gets out here are going to be able to not do a whole lot. Slow lings are just easy to kite. They're easy for probes to run away from. And in general, this is not the best unit in the game. Overlord scouting in. It's a very easy map to scout because you know exactly where your opponent is. Only two places. They can be here and or here. I guess not and or here, but just one or the other one. Third base is coming up, and still no gas here. This is a very gasless opening from Railgun, which makes me worried. Adepts show up, and you need speedlings. Really, you do, to do this. But it is going to be a Zealot. Oh, it's a defensive Zealot from Dominic. What are you worried about, man? You saw no gas. You know no speedlings are coming out here yet. Okay, some slowlings are coming. Trying to kill this probe and going to be able to... There's a nice intercept there. So he's going to send 6 lings. Nope. Just kidding. These are the lings to knock down these rocks. I was going to say they have more utility knocking these down than trying to do any damage over on this side of things. So Dominic doesn't have to worry about any kind of an attack. He does have a Zealot coming out. Does he have another one? I swear he was just making one. Yeah, he has one. Is he holding the Zealot like a watchtower with it? Oh, he's trying to knock down his rocks with that Zealot. Alrighty then. So it should be... The lings do manage to knock down that tower. Kabloosh, kabloosh. That is a fully wall off now. The only way the Protoss can attack is through the air or by knocking down a set of rocks here, here, or here. And then the lings come back on over, say, you silly Zealot, you can't knock down this wall. Actually bypasses them altogether. That's a good spot for the Zealot to kill all of these without pretty much dying whatsoever. The lings get in here. Again, it's still no speed on the way for Railgun. The probes are not going to die, right? The probes can run pretty fast as there is a single Adept out. So there is an Adept out here for Dominic, trying to kill as many workers as possible, or as many lings rather, in a defensive position as possible. Oh, probes pulled off the line to assist here too. One probe does end up dying. Are more going to die? Yes, another one gets killed there. Some pretty good micro on display here by Railgun. But getting chased by this Adept, it means eventually the ling infestation will be cleaned on up there, and the Adept is very proud of herself indeed with 5 total kills. Nicely done. Nicely done, making sure those lings don't do more damage than they necessarily would have otherwise. It is 30 to 37 Harvesters. Railgun really getting up to a point where he's feeling comfortable with his worker count, at least on 2 bases. That third base is not quite saturated yet. He does need to do some more droning. He has 3 at the same time coming out right now. Phoenix does come out. Overlord spots this Stargate. The lings had already spotted it. Railgun is not surprised by this. I'd like to see him get maybe one Spore Crawler up somewhere, maybe get another Queen, because, man, if you don't, as a Zerg player, blurp, then you are in big time trouble. Alright, so opening up Stargate here with a couple Adepts. Or is that a pair? That's a pair! Alright, let's name that pair Simon and Garfunkel. It's one of the first names that was suggested to me. We'll keep an eye on them down here as they do split up a little bit here. This is not a pair of Adepts going out to kill workers. They are here on a defensive measure. Obviously, as these rocks are up, there's really nowhere for them to go until the Warp Prism comes out. Yes, 3 Spore Crawlers on the way for Railgun. 1. Make that 2. Yes, and 1 in the main base. Yeah, 1 in the main base as well. Excellent. Well done, Railgun. I do appreciate that static defense. As a Zerg player at heart, it is excellent to see, in my own personal opinion. Finally getting speed at about the 5-minute mark. Feels a little bit late. I mean, really late for Railgun, but you know, he's been okay. He's on a 3 base. He has a pretty darn nice worker count. It is currently 42 to 54, 55 for Railgan right now, trying to come in with these Phoenix, but the Queen Spore Crawler combination is really good. It is really good. The Phoenix try to find an angle at which to kill some of these workers on the gas, and they can, but Spore Crawler shots and Queen shots really take their toll over time. You don't want to lose any of these Phoenix. One very low on health, but picking off some of the workers, Railgan needs to replace these almost immediately. Come on, man, get in there. Replace those workers on gas. You can't afford to just have nothing coming out of this extractor at this point in the game. Oh, no. He forgot about this. This is why you do this. This is why, as the Protoss, as the Terran, you come in here and take out these workers first, because it could be a while before the Zerg player recognizes the need to put those back on in. I guess really any race can do it against any race. Kill the workers on the gas and hope your opponent forgets about them. It's not an automatic thing for sure. Charge on the way. There are double robotics facility for Dominic. Speed, like I said before, ground carapace, and melee attacks level 1 coming up for Railgan. Is he pushing for... I mean, he could just be pushing for ultras at this point. Seems plausible, I suppose. Phoenix trying once again and doing an excellent job here. Hasn't lost a single Phoenix yet. And has actually killed 7 workers. 7 workers to 4. Railgan got 4 worker kills, which seems insane with that little slowing attack, but I guess it really added up over time. Link's trying to knock down these rocks to make a nice 4th base for Railgan within his nice little walled-off alcove here. It's a gated community, if you will. Mothership core, making sure this doesn't get knocked down with her without her knowing about it. A couple Queens really want to kill these Phoenix, but it's not going to happen. Reaction time from Dominic, way too good. APM for these players. On average, not that hot, actually. 160 to 160 or so. Currently, about 200 for Dominic, 330 for Railgun. Really picked it up over time. Have the Lings not managed to knock this down yet? Nope. No +1 attack means it takes forever for Lings to kill debris and rocks. Finally, taking it down. Smaller rocks will disappear in a hatchery. Getting it knocked down there. 3rd base coming up on the way for Dominic. Already super fully saturated here. He almost needs to go for a 4th base. At this point, he's fully saturated everywhere on all of these bases. It's now 66 to 66. Dominic has been allowed to probe up to where he wants to be here. I'm worried about Railgan. Honestly, he had a nice little opening, a nice little economic advantage, but at some point, you got to do something with it. Baneling Nest on the way. Spire on the way. Hive coming up, and there's the Swarm Host. 5 Swarm Hosts coming up from Railgan. Can he make this thing work against Protoss? I don't know. We're going to have to see. That's why we're here, is Railgan's attempt to make Swarm Host a viable option, both against Protoss and against Terran. A couple more drones die here. No real resistance from Railgan at this base. Lings coming in. Not sure what they're planning on doing. These Lings now have +1 attack. Do they? Yes, they do. That should help with these rocks immensely, knocking them down. One of the adepts here, Simon, is up to 8 kills. Where's Garfunkel? Garfunkel's down here with no kills, unfortunately. Still a disciple, but they have split up at this point, which I believe is something the true Simon and Garfunkel group did. Storm coming up for Dominic. Archons on the way as well. Blink and Protoss ground weapons level 1. Centrifugal hooks. +1 flyer attack. So this is like a Corruptor Swarm Host Baneling play from Railgan, which just seems like a really weird composition I haven't seen before. I guess the Banelings would be for the Adepts to kill them. Corruptors for any Phoenix that are around trying to do their lifting action. And then, what else did I say? Banelings, I mean Swarm Host just for everything else. So setting up shop here, dropping, popping, and flocking. I tried to make that rhyme. It didn't really work. That Archon is in so much trouble. Look out, Archon. Bam, immediately dies. Like I said, Locusts are good once they've landed. It's just, it takes a while for them to land. Look how much damage they do. Just a few Locusts, almost taking down all the shields on that base. Knocking down the rocks here are the Lings. Maybe trying to go for this gold base. I'm not quite sure what Railgan is up to there. Neither player really wanted to knock down these rocks, which is weird. Dominic did a lot of work getting them to about like 1%, less than 1% health, and Railgan did nothing to knock them down the rest of the way. Swarm House count for Railgan is up to 8, so looking pretty good that way. It's 173 to 131 total supply here at the 9-minute mark. Income tag 65 to 83. Railgan getting a nice worker count lead right there. The Phoenix are here. The Swarm Hosts want nothing to do with them. Spine Crawler coming up. Spore Crawler coming up. And there's a drop. A big old Zealot drop back here. The Corruptors really want to kill that War Prism. The Lings with their +1/+1 versus the Zealots with their +1/+1. It really just comes down to a matter of who has more stuff. And it is going to be the Lings at that point. An Immortal Simon and Garfunkel Zealot Templar attack. Trying to move on in here. Run, drones, run. This is not where you want to be. Trying to drop those Locusts. A Storm on top of the Locusts and then burrowing the Swarm Host here. Can the Locusts get down enough to do some damage here? Yes, the Lings as well, getting that full surround. And there's the recall. Nice recall by Dominic in a terrible situation. Manages to save most of his units using that recall ability. The Lings chasing these Templar home. Can they get a nice surround? They're going to be able to do it. Yes. Oh, storming themselves. All the Templar die. Yes, all the Lings die too, but that's pretty much all Railgan wanted to go for there, was pretty much killing all of the Templar. There are still a bunch. So, I mean, Banelings trying to get some crashes on in. Might as well hit against some of those Zealots. You can hear their death screams there. Railgun up 137 and 127 total supply. The Swarm hosts are still alive. Corruptor Ball looking very alive as well. And here comes the Ultra. The Ultra push, 4 Ultras on the way. A Greater Spire, Adrenal Glands, +3 melee attack, and Chitinous Plating. Coming up for Railgun. He's doing everything right now. Another attempt to drop down here. A lot of Lings. Enough to handle this, I would say. Corruptor Ball big enough to get rid of that War Prism very easily. And it does get taken out along with the rest of those Zealots. Swarm hosts gonna land those Locusts and get some damage output here. Boosh. Goodbye, Archon. Goodbye, another Archon. One more volley should do it. Lings chasing down Archons. You don't see that every day as they stop and just absolutely eviscerate them. And no, somehow the Archons managed to survive. Once again, if you can hear popping in the background, that's just because I'm recording this on the 4th of July. And here in America, that means loud noises and explosions. As Apu in The Simpsons says, celebrate your nation's birth by blowing up a small part of it. So Ultras are out. Upgrades are +3 armor and +2 attack. Actually, we'll make that 7. That Chitinous Plating just finished. Ultra is very scary, but that's a huge immortal count. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8? 8 immortals with +1 attack. I don't see +2. There's 2 +2s on the way, but some Broodlords getting mixed in as well. Railgun has everything. He has Swarm Host, Corruptor, Broodlord, and Ultra all set and ready to go here. Spreading that creep too. Not the best creep spread in the game I've ever seen, but it's very interesting to see what he's doing nonetheless. Another Warp Prism warping in more of these Zealots. That +2 attack not quite there, but Dominic moving in anyway. Does he want to throw up a long bunch of... Okay, so Broodlings come on down. Locusts getting in on the action as well. Trying to make a bit of a flank attack here is Railgun, and he is. He's coming right on in. Storms on the Ultras, not doing a lot of work at all. Amazing attack here from all angles by Railgun. The Broodlords are getting attacked by a single Archon, but it's gone now. All of the Immortals getting cleaned up too. It is 192 to 90 total supply. Railgun with a brilliant play there. Big old Zealot attack might actually get this hatch. The Warp Prism is taken down by this Corruptor Ball, which I'm a huge fan of, actually. The hatch does die. All these Zealots are going to die as well as they get chased down by these upgraded Lings with +2/+2. Trying to turn around and attack, but it's just not enough. It is not enough. This drone was going to go ahead and set up a hatch here, but got caught up in the anxiety and in the craziness and the mania of trying to kill the Protoss player. Broodlord throwing down Broodlings from above, getting rid of that Assimilator. Another War Prism here. How many War Prisms did Dominic have? Meanwhile, Locusts in here trying to kill cannons by their lonesome. They're going to get 1. They're not going to get 2. This space is completely gone. It's 197 to 84 total supply. A bit of a Zealot counterattack trying to do some stuff, but these Ultras are very, very well upgraded. +7 attack. Void Ray, Dark Shrine on the way from Dominic, but he's losing bases, and that's it. Dominic with the leave. Railgun is victorious, and Zerg takes the win today. All right, so that was fun. I mean, Swarm Host can be good in certain situations, as we saw, dropping him down here, especially on this map, dropping it on the low ground, popping him over these rocks, so nothing can really hurt these guys, right? Unless they come out this way, which is a little bit scary. And just try to kill some things. Try to kill some cannons. Try to kill a base or 2. Try to kill some probes. Bring them with your army as well. As soon as they land, they're actually pretty potent little creatures, as Railgun has shown here. But really, the Ultras did a ton of work. 5 kills, 6 kills, another 5 kills on that Ultra. I can't even tell how many these are. It looks like 3, though. 5, 5, 6, 9. That one is a Slayer. Good little Slayer Ultra there. Good little Slayer. Oh, that actually does work pretty well. Anyway, attempted attacks up here with some Archons, just not enough. I mean, down to 82 shield. These Ultras are super upgraded. And that was all she wrote. So well done by Railgun. I'd like to see the Swarm Host play. I'll probably see more of it on the channel. But that's it from me for today. So this has been Falcon Paladin with another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.